that long. I'm not even gonna take that long. Like this is gonna go out real quick. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and then I'm gonna get off this thing. Huh. Oh, I got something to say, dog, and I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I'm not, it's not even gonna take that long. Be honest with you. I know I usually don't say, I say all kinds of stuff. I ain't gonna be here that long, but trust me, this time I ain't gonna be here that long because this, I've been thinking about this for a minute. I've been thinking about this for a minute, right? So here's the deal, right? here's here's what's bugging me. I've been sick and tired of some things for a long time. The disrespect, the slights, the political posturing, you know. And now we got, some representatives from Georgia talking about if we prosecute Trump, there's going to be a civil war and all this other kind of nonsense, right? You don't want us to get the guns out. Well, you know what? I vote Democratic and I want you to get the guns out. Get your gun. Go ahead. Because listen, the legislators talking all this nonsense, riling up their base, and all the things, when Trump got elected, all this bigotry and all the stuff that they enabled, that they emboldened. I'm saying, you want the Civil War? Cool. Go get your gun. Get your guns out. Now, mind you, the people talking, the legislators talking, they some punk bitches. They're not going to get their guns out. They not about that life. And see, I'm not about that life. I think they want to be reckless. Sometimes I want to be reckless, but I'm not really reckless. I came to that conclusion. I want to be reckless, but I'm not really reckless because I'm not about that life, but I am about this fight. I'm about this fight, right? We can get this thing done and move on to the next. Y'all want the Civil War? Get your gun. I get my gun. I'm talking heads, those legislators, they talking, but they ain't walking. They talk about it, but they ain't gonna be about it. They not gonna get a gun out. But me, I'm gonna get a gun out. I can die on the battlefield. I have no problem with it. I'm just gonna make you earn it though, right? If you really want the bullshit, I vote Democratic. Not all Democrats are punk bitches. I'm no punk bitch. You a punk bitch. I'm about that life. Well, not about that life. I'm about this fight. You want to fight, go get your gun and we can fight. Stop talking about that bullshit. Be about that bullshit. Get your militias together. Get your guns, get your bullets, get your plans. Stop talking in your little web pages. Stop sending 20 and 21-year-olds to Illinois and New York State and Florida, getting them to do all this reckless shit in North Carolina. Stop sending them 20 and 21-year-olds to do the shit you 30, 40, and 50-year-olds want to do. Right? Because y'all about that fight. That's what y'all be in them little secretive web pages or web channels, whatever the fuck, where you go to have them web chats at, talking nigger this and nigger that and all this other dumb shit. I don't even pay attention to it. I let the Southern Poverty Law Center pay attention to that shit, right? I don't even pay attention to that crap. But if y'all about that fight, get your militias together, get your guns, and let's get these guns to clapping and see what happens. Because everybody on the other side ain't no punk bitches. See, I'm reasonable, but y'all don't want to be reasonable. Fuck a white chair. We don't need a white chair. We got bullets. Y'all ready? I'm ready. It don't make no difference if I die. I don't care. I assume as soon as I suit up and boot up and I step on the battlefield, I'm dead anyway. But I'm going to make you earn it. So if you about that Civil War, if you about that fight, get your militias together, get your guns together, and let's do it. And this is for the Republicans, the legislatures in Georgia. You can send them this clip. My name is Darren Long, DARIENLONG. And you about this civil war? Because y'all talking real reckless. I don't want a civil war, but you know, if yada, 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 you don't want us to get our guns out? Yes, we do. Yes, I do. I want you to get your guns out. In Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, North Carolina, Arkansas, Tennessee, get your guns out. You ready to go? I'm ready. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you wait till it uploads, and because I ain't going back over it. That's the message. I vote Democrat, and this Democrat's got a gun. And I ain't worried about using it. You want the Civil War? Cool. Not a problem. I'm like 50. I ain't really looking for no problem, but you want the problem, it's not a problem. That's it. You want the problem, it's not a problem. Let's do it. Y'all all patriots, right? Y'all traitors like the Confederates. That's what you are. You traitors like the Confederates. Y'all punk bitches. Y'all change the rules when you ain't getting your way. And all the dumb shit y'all do. I'm tired of the bigotry. I'm tired of the slights. I'm tired of the nonsense. I ain't even feeling it no more. You want the Civil War? I hope she indict Trump. Well, she's already indicted Trump. I hope she puts them all in prison. And then I want to see if you get your guns out. I want to see if you really about that fight. I'm about that fight. You want to stand with the police. But you can't stand with the police in this fight. Because the police are about the government and the state. But you want the Civil War, so the police ain't gonna be on your side. So you got to stand on your word now. You got to hold your own nuts. But y'all some punk bitches. That's what you really are. You're not about that fight. You don't want that fight. You think there's glory in war. There ain't nothing but death in war. So you want the death. I don't want you to go to prison. I want you to go to hell. I want you to go to the grave. You want the Civil War. I'm about that fight. I'm about that fight. You want this fight? I'm about that fight. Never mind the brawl in Mississippi. Never mind a white chair. You want freedom. I want to move on. We gonna get rid of this bigotry, or something's gonna happen. Because I'm about that fight. This not the Negroes of the 40s and the 50s. I'm not the Negroes of the 40s and the 50s. I don't, you know what? You know, one of the reasons why I don't protest is because I don't believe in peaceful protest. I couldn't be out on the street and have some cop push me around. Not gonna happen. Because I'm not gonna back down. So the only way to win that fight is not to get in that fight. That's why I don't protest. But you want to be about that fight? I want to be about that fight. All I need you to do is set it off. Hey, talking heads, legislatures, Republican legislators that talking that talk, please pick up a rifle and walk that walk. Set it off. Hey, all you people in those secret groups talking about nigger this and whatever other bigoted thing you really hang your hat on. Hey man, pick up your rifle and set it off. Set it off. Not one. I don't want one. Don't send some lone wolf so everybody can say he's crazy. Don't send 4 or 5 so everybody can say, get your militia together. Set it off. Because you about that fight. Set it off. No. Yes. That's it. That's my what? That's my 9-minute and 45-second rant. Set it off. I'm about that fight. You about that fight. All you got to do is set it off, man. You think the country's going in the wrong way? Set it off. But I don't think you will. But if you do, I'm ready. Because ain't no bitches on the set. And all I smell over there is pussy. Because y'all some punk bitches. That's what you are. Y'all some punk bitches. You know, January 6th, they really should have they should have shot y'all. They should have killed y'all. They should have showed you what it was really about, what it was and what it is. They had on their gloves. They had their kid gloves on. They should have took them gloves off and hit you with the iron curtain. They should have smacked the shit out of you. None of them cops out of there should have died, not one of them. You come smashing through that door, what you should have got was bullets. That's what you should have got. You got some military and police trained people making their way through the crowd. Let them make their way through the crowd. Let them walk through that door. Bullets. Y'all the traitors. You can't get your way. You want to stomp your feet and cry and pass laws that are just unjust and all kinds of bullshit when you can't get your way. Because you're bitches. Right? You're not even grown-ups. You're talking about black people this and they don't know how to act. Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all some bitches. If you was about it, you pick up your gun and you go to work. You ain't gonna do that. Because you might lose your life. Fuck prison. You might lose your life and you don't want to lose your life. So you can't be serious about what you're talking about. Because it's not worth risking your life. Why? Because you're a punk bitch. Okay, I'm done here. I'm not going to charge this phone, so when this phone dies, this conversation's over. So what's up? No, I mean, they got to set it off, and I am about that fight. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. I am about that fight. I'm not going to set it off because I'm not the one talking about a civil war. But if they want to set it off, yeah, I'm about that fight. I just told you. I don't care if I lose my life. It's okay. I accept that. It's all right. You just not about it. Don't make no difference. Whether or not this video was right to make, and even before I made this video, before I did this, I thought that this was probably not the right thing to do. And then I just said to myself, I don't care. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. The bigotry and the slights and the injustice and all this other bullshit that's going on. And so I made the video anyway. I did this anyway. That's what I said. I'm going to do it anyway. It's probably not the right thing to do. It's probably not the smartest thing to do. But I'm going to do it anyway. Right? Like I said, I'm not about being reckless. I think I'm a wannabe reckless person, but I'm not really a reckless person like that, right? But I am about this fight, though. I am about this fight. Sometimes there's sometimes where I thought, man, dude, I should just say something and I don't say nothing. And there's other people in history that just put their whole thing on the line, and they, this is me. I don't care, man. I mean, whatever the price is going to be, the price is going to be. I made this video, so whatever the price is going to be, that's what the price is going to be, man. But, they don't get a chance. They don't get to talk reckless, and then we got to talk, then other people got to be the voice of reason. They get to talk reckless, but we got to take the high road and be the voice of reason. We ain't got to take the high road. That brawl in Alabama or Mississippi, wherever it was, dude was smacking people like whack-a-mole with the white chair. Black people didn't care. Well, she was wrong and we didn't care. We didn't care. En masse. I met two people. I heard of one, And then I knew one who thought maybe, the chair was a little bit too much. Every other black person I talked to, ain't nobody care. We ain't care. Whack-a-mole. Whack them again. Whack them some more. They needed some act right. And so we made them act right. That's all. Right? We ain't taking the high road on this. I ain't got to take the high road on this. I ain't got to be the voice of reason. They want to talk reckless. What? I can't talk reckless? I got to be the voice of reason? Or call them out on their recklessness and this and that and the other? No, I'm just telling them, hey, man, you want to go get your gun? Go get your gun. Right? Party affiliation don't really mean nothing, but I vote Democrat, but I don't care about party affiliation. It's all nonsense. I don't have, conservatives, some conservative minded people are just fine and you'd be surprised. There's a lot of black people in the South that were born in the South that are really conservative minded. But the Republican Party is wrong. That's who's wrong. Most of the people who stand with the Republican Party and let them people talk that nonsense, but don't want to say nothing about, that's crazy. You got two legislators talking about a possible civil war, and ain't nobody really saying, hey, what's the matter with them people? Ain't nobody censoring them. Ain't nobody shutting them up. Hey, man, stop talking that craziness. What's the matter with you? Nah, ain't nobody saying nothing. So I said it. Right? They need to shut up, but they ain't gonna shut up. So they want to talk reckless. I want to talk reckless. I'm just saying, be reckless. Let's do it. You want the Civil War? All y'all people want the Civil War? A lot of people want war. Ain't never been to war. Don't really understand death. I mean, maybe they killed some deer and this and that and the other. But nah, they ain't never been to war. I ain't never been to war, and I don't need to go to war. Some experiences I really don't need to have, but I am about this fight, though. I am about this fight. So, and I do agree that Republicans are trying to kill a democracy. So whatever the case, they can't get their way. They wanna change the rules. They want to bitch and moan. They want to scream foul. They want to do this. They want, you know what? They just people who want to do what they want to do. They just people like that. And they play to win. They want to win. They want to do anything they can do that as long as they get that win. They don't care, right? Like, well, you can't scare me, and I'm sure you can't scare them, right? And some people, they want to be reasonable. Well, I don't want you to be reasonable. I want you to be real unreasonable. I tell you, like I told the hood dudes at the Metro Mall, go get your gun. We can get these guns to clapping and let's see what happens. I mean, that's just the way I am about this, right? You want the Civil War? Let's have a Civil War, dog. If that's what you want. I am about that fight. Why would I lie? Why would I say, have you ever known, who are you people to lie to? Who are you people to lie to? You're nobody to lie to. I am about that fight. Trust me. If I'm not about any other fight in the world, I'm about this fight. People say, well, I should go be a mercenary in Dubai or be a mercenary somewhere. Like, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to fight that fight? I don't want to fight that fight. I ain't got nothing at stake there. My people ain't got nothing at stake there. I want to fight that fight. But this fight, sure. If they want that fight, yeah. This fight, sure. And you should just, like, some of the things that are being done legally. You don't listen to the things that I listen to from very reliable sources. And I'm just like, oh, wow, the Supreme Court's acting like this. Oh, wow, the Supreme Court has done this. Oh, wow, prosecutors have done this. their prosecutor subordinate perjury, or they know this person is lying, but they still put him up there, and detectives know that this story don't feel right, and they'll still put him up there, and people are just eager to prosecute. I mean, juries are easy to convict. I mean, eager to convict, and it's all bigoted and biased, and all it's just all kinds of crazy, and it's been going on for decades. And I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm tired. I mean, you know, you don't know how much you censor yourself around people. Like I tell people from like Buffalo and and other cities that I've been to, you need to go to a place like Atlanta, live there for a couple of years, and then go back to where you came from, and then you'll realize how much you censor yourself. Because when you live in Atlanta, you didn't have to censor yourself. You felt free to say things and do things, and now you kind of moderate what you say. And I don't want to moderate what I say anymore. I mean, I feel like I should be free to have the full range of emotions. Um, I should be able to say some things that I want to say, and I should be treated fairly and equally. And I shouldn't have to moderate and none of that shit. None of it. I should be just like everybody else out here, but I'm not like everybody else out here. And nah, man, nah, I'm sick and tired. That's what it is. I'm just tired. And so all I need them to do is set it off. All they got to do is set it off. If they set it off, we just going. And if I die, I die. It is what it is. So I mean that's it. Anybody got any questions about the channel? Listen, man, there is no glory in death, and there is no glory in war. There's no glory in any of it. I don't like. It's not what it's about for me. So yeah, it's just there's no glory in it. There's none. It's just death and destruction and hatred and anger and bitterness. It's war. It's what it is. It's like Slim Child said, it don't make no difference what set it off. Once you win it, you win it. And it is what it is. That's all. That's all. Yeah, there's plenty of videos. I mean, I've been busy, so I ain't been able to. Like I was trying to upload videos every 3 days, and then I've been busy. I've been having 22-hour days and 36-hour days, and my last few days they've been very long. So I haven't been able to. That ain't got nothing to do with anything, dog. I mean, if anything, it would make me like dealing with a woman would make me more. I don't know if aggressive is the right word. I would be more committed. I'm committed now, but I think the word is conviction. I would have more conviction. Listen, I just this is the way. I don't even feel this way. Like a lot of people, this is the way I feel. No, this is not the way I feel. This is the way I think. This is how I'm thinking, right? And I'm thinking they're talking reckless, and they're talking this, and they're talking that, and I'm tired of them talking. Either do it or don't. If you're not gonna do it, shut the fuck up, right? Act like you got some goddamn sense. Try to be fair. Try to be reasonable. Stop being bigoted. Stop all the bullshit. And then, You know, stop talking about merits when you got handouts and you live off the people that got handouts. The past, the present lives off of the past. Don't shit exist in the vacuum? And stop talking this bullshit. I mean, really. I mean, I'm sick of it. Right? From them, some of the victim shit from us. Sometimes, you know, yeah, you've been a victim, then you're still a victim, and still you got to do some shit anyway. Right? So just get up and do it and fight. I mean, you ain't never like listen. The day they passed, what was it, Roe v. Wade? Uh, you know when they started trying to overturn Roe v. Wade, the very next day, uh, um, civil rights legislation, like voter rights registration, when that was passed, when did they try to? When did they start trying to overturn it? If it passed on a Tuesday, they started trying to overturn it on a Wednesday. The very next day, civil rights, voter rights. Um, Damn, Claude Anderson. What did he? Getting old, I'm losing language. Um, um, Affirmative action. If affirmative action passed on a Tuesday, they started trying to overturn it on a Wednesday, right? They've been fighting this stuff for 30 years. They ain't never stopped fighting. You know, people thought they won and we no longer had to fight. No, you got to fight. It's a, it's an ideological Cold War. That's what it is. That's what it's been. An ideological Cold War. Now people want to talking about being a hot war. Well, is it live or is it Memorex? I'm old, right? So Memorex is a tape, right? The record, a medium that you record on. So is what you're hearing live, like you're hearing the live band playing, or are you hearing Memorex, a tape playing, a recording of that band? I mean, are you all the way live or you Memorex? You real or you facade? I mean, what are you? Stop talking about something that you ain't really gonna do if you ain't really gonna do it. And I'm not talking about 2, 3 people, 5 people, 7 people. I'm talking about the people who really talk that talk and really talk about like they want to do it. Get your militias together. Stop training in the woods. Go ahead and get your guns and let's just do it, man. Let's just go at it. So we can get it done and we can go on and do something else. Maybe y'all shut the fuck up and act like y'all got some goddamn sense. That's it. That is it. No, I don't ever check up on Fred. Nope, I don't think about what's going on in Africa. Yeah, and you know what, dude? That's what it is. The talking heads, like, you know, I got that from a Hustle and Flow when Anthony Anderson was talking to old boy, and he was like, there's people that walk and there's people that talk, and there's people that talk and get other people to walk. And that's what I think of those legislatures in Georgia. They talking. They ain't walking. They, you know, a civil war could break out. And those two bitches ain't gonna pick up a rifle. Because they bitches. They punk bitches. That's what I think of them, honestly. And if I would say it to their face. You some punk bitches. He a punk bitch and lady, you a bitch for real. Talking that shit. Pick up a rifle and stand on your own. Hold your own nuts. Or your own pussy. Don't let Donald Trump grab your pussy. You hold your own pussy. Get your rifle, stand there, hold your own pussy, stand on your word. Don't surround yourself with 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 100 men. You the one talking that shit, bitch. You stand on your word. Right? I mean, I stood on mine at the Metro Mall. You a whole legislator. Stand on your word. And the other dude I don't want no civil war, but if you do this and then I could, nah. Stop talking that shit. Stop talking it. If you don't want it, don't talk it. Because it don't sound like you don't want it. To me, it sounds like you want it. You just saying it a way in which it might be slightly more acceptable. Fuck out of here. You's a punk bitch like she a punk bitch. And all the 30s and 40 and 50-year-olds sending the 20 and 21-year-olds to go do some reckless shit. Y'all some punk bitches too. Because y'all won't stand on it. Y'all talking, but y'all won't stand on it. Stand on it. Stay off your grass. I don't know if Frank was no punk. Little skirmishes that happened at the Metro Mall were just little skirmishes. People talk shit all the time, right? People say reckless things. Like, okay, so people say reckless things, and then you got sometimes the shit that happened in Chicago, right? And then white people doing some shit too, right? It ain't always black people, right? But the black people are the one to make the news. But they doing some reckless shit. Then you got the guy in Florida, reckless. Guy in New York State, reckless. The kid in North Carolina, reckless. They were reckless. And then the people that ran up in Pennsylvania, they was reckless. So people act. People have like acts of recklessness, but when you got legislatures talking about a group of people like a mass of people that showed up on January 6th, that's a whole different thing. And that's what I'm talking about. Like I would wanted all those people to show up with their guns. So the U.S. military. But I listen, I suit up and I boot up and I go fight with them. And I'll be the first one on the battlefield. I don't care if I die, right? Seriously, I don't. But that don't mean I'm going to give you my life. I would fight with them. So, that's just my attitude, man. That's my position on it. That's what I think. All right. Shut up. I don't think they're going to set it off, but I'm just ready if they do. Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. Or just, don't talk about it, be about it. If you ain't going to be about it, just shut up. Just shut up. Interesting. I am angry, Winston. I am angry. But I'm not reckless. And I'm not crazy. I'm not any of those things. I'm just tired, mostly. Mostly, I'm just tired. No, the FBI has already said that the biggest threat to American democracy is white supremacy. You got your own government. Who knows what the biggest threat to America is? It's from within. No one has to come in to destroy America. America, if you watch the news and you really start to pay attention, and I know the news can be divisive and everything, America will destroy itself You don't have to do anything. No one has to come in. No other person from any other country has to come into America to destroy it. America will do that all on its own. It will do that all on its own. Because it refuses to grow. You know, I don't know where Mike Tomlin got it from. I think Tomlin is the coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. One of his things is for the man to live, the child must die. I think that's kind of along the lines of something that was in the Bible, maybe. When I was a child, I did childish things. Now I'm a man. I set childish things aside. The biggest are children, the childish. So if America's the man, the country, if America's the man, the country, the man can't live because the child won't die. America can't grow and be what it should be because the bigots won't stop being bigots and won't let the childish stuff die. They want to compete on the merits and this and that and the other, but then they do everything to stack the deck in their favor. That means you're not competing on the merits. So I don't know. So like I said, if America, the country, is the man, then the bigots, they're the children, and the children won't die, so the man can live. The country won't get any better than what the bigots will allow it to be. I don't think any of y'all interested in this. Honestly, I just needed to say what I needed to say. And I really needed to say it. And I needed to not say it to people I know. I needed to make the public declaration. I needed to say it. There may be consequences to what I said, and I'll just have to deal with those consequences. Be they good or be they bad, and I probably won't like it if they're bad, and I'll just have to deal with it, and it'll be what it is, man. I'm not senile. Go look up the definition of senile. Don't talk to me until you consult a dictionary. All right. So I'm going to answer a few questions, and then I'm done with this here, man. I don't know. I don't know where the thumb ring is. I haven't known for years. I don't know where it's at. I don't know. I seriously don't know what happened to it, really. Okay, hold on. You guys are going real fast. I'm not Wick. Man, there's so many comments, I can't even keep up with this stuff. I'm not the GOAT. I don't think there's anything great about me, man. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think there's anything great about me. I think I've always wanted to be great, but I've never done anything to be great. I don't think I've ever had that level of commitment. So, and this is not that level of commitment. This is not that. It's just something that I felt like I needed to say. So I'm not great by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, read your donation. I don't even know how to do this. Hold on, hold on. Let me let me get up and go get another device. So I can see maybe I can read your comments or your donations or whatever. Just give me 10, 15 seconds. Damn. So what happens when you buy cheap shit from Amazon. So, okay, hold on. Oh, here I am right here. Let me turn the volume down on this thing. So,
Grubhub Plus members save more on the food they love with new cost-saving member benefits.
okay. Oh, here I am right here. Let me turn the volume down on this thing. So. All right, so let's look at these comments. Bro, you need YouTube Premium. Unc, we came up on you. I'm from Iowa, never called anyone Unc. I'll just stick with his name. No, I think my sinus is dry. I need to go see a doctor. That's what the hell I need to do. Oh, you talking about the glasses I used to have at the Metro Mall? I don't even have those frames anymore. Those are sport glasses. I brought those glasses when, on day 3 when they knocked off my other glasses. So I needed to go get something more durable, but I only had enough money to afford one set of glasses, so I brought the sport glasses. So I had to wear those all the time. Yeah, I look kind of stupid in them. I agree with you though. Well, if you want to solve crime, sir, and I don't think you can solve all crime. That's just not possible. So let's say reduce the rate of criminal activity. Well, you got to reduce poverty. It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it. You ever lose something around people who generally have things? They don't need your thing. Like, oh man, somebody just lost their phone. Oh yeah. Let me turn it in to such and such, because they'll come back looking for it. Where if you lose your phone around a bunch of people who ain't got nothing, oh, that fool's slipping, man. Oh, man, got this. Because he ain't got nothing. People ain't got nothing act like that. Most, for the most, I mean, not all of them. Not all of them, but enough. And not all people who have things are honest too, because that's not true. But generally, if I can get what you got, why I need yours because you lost it, I'll just give it back. Thanks for the motivation. Facts, agreed. That's deep. Uh, what do you think about Charleston White, Mr. Law? You know, a lot of he talks really reckless, but he's actually done the work. You just have to, you have to get past those interviews and go to his city and see and really look him up and see what he's actually done. Because he'll tell you what he's actually done. And the people he's helped and the people and the things that he's done. All you have to do is look. And so I'm not going to say he's always right, and I'm not going to say he's always wrong. So I don't know how Kennifer's doing. AK as compared to an AR, it is a heavy weapon. Yeah, I'm not great. You're correct. I'm just some dude. That's all. Just another voice. Do I miss anyone from the old days at the job? Not really. I sound depressed. Nah, brother, I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired. You have to go back and, listen to the beginning when the live is done, or you can slide back and go back and listen to it. I'm not going over it anymore. One, why would I knock out Deborah? I guess I should address your name. So Too Lit, I wouldn't knock out anybody. I mean, I didn't see the need to fight. I was ready to fight, but I didn't see the need to fight. I don't think you can, you want reasonably acting police, and then you, when there's somebody you don't like or don't like dealing with, you want to hit them. You got to treat the people that you want to hit the same way as the people you don't want to hit. You want to treat the people that you can beat, that you know that you can whoop on, the same as the people you might not be able to whoop on that might whoop you. You got to treat them all the damn same. If you not, if you don't, oh, in my book, you're a punk bitch. You got to, that right there, you got to be consistent. I can whoop this guy's ass, so I'm going to treat him this way. I don't think I can whoop that guy's ass, so maybe I'm going to treat him a different way. Nah, you're going to treat this guy the same way you treat that guy. You're going to treat them both the same. If you can't do that, I don't know. And if you're the police, if you're actually law enforcement, it is your job to be reasonable at all times, to set aside your bias at all times. And if you're going to give this guy the break, then you should give that guy the break. Even if you think this guy all's right and you don't like this guy for some imaginary shit, something that you made up in your mind, but you don't really actually know. You just think. So you got to be consistent, or you just a bully with a badge. And why you want to be that? It's not how you do the job. And if that's the way you're doing the job, then you got to check yourself. No one should have to check you. You should, like, I was wrong that day. I can't do that. I don't know why this is such a difficult concept for people. No, I wasn't a bully with a taser. I gave them the same thing they gave me. They talk shit, I talk shit. I happen to use a taser. Once again, it's a confrontation, it's not a competition. So, military doctrine, bring more force than your enemy. They bring one tank, you bring 10. They bring 10, you bring 100. They bring 100, you bring 1,000. So it's not about being a bully, it's about winning. That's why I say don't send one 20-year-old to Illinois, one to New York State, one to North Carolina, one to Florida. Don't, no, get your militia. Get your militia. You bring 2,000 men, or you got 10,000 strong in your militia, and all y'all get together. Maybe there's 100,000 of you. Okay, okay. Let's get it on. Cause you brought 100,000, we trying to bring 1,000,000. You bring 1,000,000, we trying to bring 10. Let's get it on. Right? Okay, this person trying to pretend like they Jennifer Glaze. Don't even know why. I know who she is. I know what she sounds like. I know her tone. I, no, Jennifer's not in the building. It's just, it's just some sucker. That's all. In a world full of suckers, a world full of lollipops, I'm sucker free, and this person pretending to be Jennifer Glaze is looking like a Charms blow pop. But that's not Jennifer, and we're not even going to address that anymore. Man, there's a lot of comments, man. There's so many comments. I should have somebody like next to me reading these comments. Yeah, in a world full of lollipops, I'm sucker free, and some people looking like a whole damn Charms blow pop. You know what a Charms blow pop is? If you don't know what it is, split the screen, Google Charms blow pop. I don't know if it's getting worse, sir. It's just that we're more connected and you can see things. Like a killing could go on in California and it may stay on the West Coast, but now it can go all across the country. The cops could do something fucked up in Georgia, but now you can see it all across the country. And it's just a little fuck up, not a lot. Not enough to make national news. But now with the internet and 18 million media outlets and pseudo media outlets. I say pseudo because they're not real news, because they're not real reporters. They have no degree in journalism. They're not really journalists per se. You don't even have to have a degree, but they're not really journalists per se. You could tell. Some people in Iowa, at a couple of truck drivers in Iowa, at a pilot, and there's a Denny's attached to the pilot, which is some waitress wouldn't serve them and saying, I don't have to come when you people call me and I'm not serving you. And if you don't leave, we're going to call the cops. That's not national newsworthy. You would never know about that. Um, but with all these media outlets, I know about it. And so you get to see all these little injustices. The We the People University, and I don't watch that much, and and Audit the Audit, and, which is not really a bad channel. um, you get to see all these interactions, and they're not the majority of the interactions, but there's a whole lot of stuff that still goes unreported or unseen. And then there's like podcasts that are really good, that are really ran by people who know what they're talking about. And you just get to see some things and how messed up the world can be sometimes. And it's amazing. All right, hold on. There's a wrongful conviction podcast that's worth watching. There's or listening to. There's revisionist history by Gladwell, and then there's strict scrutiny. Is that it? Yeah, strict scrutiny. That's a podcast that about the Supreme Court and the decisions that they made, and and how it affects the country. These are things that you should be paying attention to. You should be watching. The Supreme Court has done done some good things, but they also done a lot of messed up things. Like, and I've said this before, sometimes they're more concerned about the procedure than the actual innocence. So if you ran out of, say you ran out of appeals and habeas challenges, you ran through the whole process, right? But later, you were actually found out this, no, he's actually innocent. And Scalia said, but innocence is not relief. Actual innocence is not necessarily relief to your problem of getting out of prison. The fact that you're actually innocent because you went through the process and you couldn't prove it through the process, even though you're actually innocent, you don't get any relief from your incarceration. I mean, like, that kind of shit just blows your mind. Like, what? Actual innocence doesn't matter? And then wrongful conviction will show you how, dirty prosecutors can be. Like, Louisiana has a long history of the prosecutors withholding exculpatory evidence from defense lawyers that actually they can use to help defend their client. They have a long history of it. But those prosecutors don't get prosecuted. They don't get fired. They don't get prosecuted. They don't do any jail time or prison time. It's just, it's too bad, so sad. That kind of thing. I mean, some of these things are incredible. And you think some of these things happened 20 and 30 years, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Some of these things have happened within the last 10, 15 years. I mean, the injustices are just crazy. So that's the kind of thing, those are the kind of things that I pay attention to. People who are qualified, have some education, like Strict Scrutiny. That podcast, all those women, they're liberal. They're absolutely liberal, but all those women are lawyers. Civil rights, I think one's a civil rights attorney, one's a corporate attorney, and I can't remember what the other one does. but they're all actually, oh, one's a law professor. So they're all actual attorneys. Wrongful conviction, these are people who are part of the innocent projects in various states. And, so these aren't people just like me. Like, I'm really not, I just have an opinion, but my opinion may not be as well educated as it should be. So that's why I curtail some of the things that I say. This is what I think. It's not what I know. I just think it, right? But I won't actually say I know this to be true because I don't have enough education to make that claim. So, but I'll direct you to people like Strict Scrutiny, that podcast, and Wrongful Conviction, that podcast, and Malcolm Gladwell. He's a journalist. Very interesting show. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at with it, man. Because I'm thinking, sir, this like when I do this, right? I'm just being me. I mean, I'm not putting on the show. Like, I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to be a media whore. I really just came on to say one thing. I really was supposed to end this. I don't know. I don't know who's running for president. We'll find out. But the presidential race is important, but your local elections are more important. So, because your state senators and your state House of Representatives, those are the ones that are screwing you over. Your governor, DeSantis is a monster, and never mind. Monster may be too generous. Already did what, cheesy boy? What? I'm not a media whore. It's not COVID. I mean, you can go back and I had the same cough in 2012. Hmm. Yeah, they were doing stuff like that, Liz 902. Chicago cops used to have a place where they would take people that wasn't, say, on the books. We'll just leave it. That's the way I'll say it. I don't think I have COPD. Well, I'm not a fond of DeSantis, so our family is supposed to, they're trying to plan some vacation for 2024. So there's like, I don't know how many people wanting to chime in on where we should go. But I said, number one on the list of places I won't go, Florida. As long as DeSantis governor, I won't even step foot in the state. Not fond of Alabama, Mississippi, or Louisiana either. Certain parts of Texas, North Carolina, I'm getting less and less fond of Tennessee. Nope, Arkansas, that's off the list. So, I'm not having a hard time breathing. What advice would I give a new officer? I've talked to officers. First thing that I tell them, if they have their taser cross-drawn for their strong hand, I tell them to get a different holster, so they can learn how to draw with their weak hand, because it has no recoil to it. So you should learn how to draw that taser with your weak hand. Two, and I got this from Hard to Hurt. So the guy in Hard to Hurt, that's a YouTube channel, HARD, the number 2, HURT. It's a white guy, married a black woman, I believe, just so you know, right? Stop tripping. He used to train police officers. And he talks about self-defense. And one of the things that he's talking about, that he says, and I just happen to agree with him, that you really need to know how to wrestle. You need to know how to grapple. Um, you need these techniques so your tools can stay in the holsters, right? Because once the tools come out the holsters, even though you're protected by qualified immunity, but that's going to erode. All depending how young you are. What one officer, he had to be in his early 20s, state police for Ohio. Uh, he may be on the force long enough to see qualified immunity get severely curtailed. It's like once the tools come out the holster, your liability goes up. Now he thinks he started to laugh a little bit, but I was dead ass serious. Your liability goes up because something could go wrong. Something might not be right, and qualified immunity might not protect you. There's a video that I'm going to put up from the Metro Mall. I've been meaning to put it up. I've just been busy, right? Same day, it's an altercation that you've already seen. You're just going to see a longer edit. You see me talking to a cop at the end, right? And so this goes back to one thing that I said, and I'm not going to tell you about the conversation. This goes back to something I've been telling people. You always have to worry about the people, or you have to concern yourself. I don't want to say worry. You have to concern yourself with the people that don't agree with you. When when certain things are on the line. So I was never, I'm doing the job at the Metro Mall. I'm never concerned about the people that agree with me, but I am concerned about the people that don't. And when they're in certain positions like prosecutors and judges and that, then yeah, I mean, I'm concerned whether or not they agree with me, and then what's their pushback, what's their problem. Those are the people that concern me, right? Those are the people that can put you in prison. So with new officers, most guys, I just tell don't even be bothered with it. Most people, I just tell don't even be bothered with it. What didn't you find funny? King Op OG Knucklehead, what did you not find funny? Well, I'm struggling to breathe, dog. So if I got, it's like my sinus is draining into my lungs or something. I don't know what it is. I need to go to, I really do need to have it looked at. If I take Mucinex, I'll be fine. Do I feel, Mitch McConnell was never unfit for office. I mean, I don't like Mitch McConnell. You hate Mitch McConnell because he was very good at what he did. He looks sickly. He looks ill now. Like he looks like he could die. I mean, he really looks ill. He's lost a lot of weight. Um, but you don't like Mitch McConnell because he's really good at his job. I mean, he just, y'all think Trump did all those things. Oh man, it was Mitch McConnell. I mean, just God, he's a bastard in every sense of a word, but that's because he's good at what he does. He's good at what he does. So that's why you don't like Mitch McConnell. That's why I don't like Mitch McConnell. No, I'm not blind. Do I seem like I'm blind just because I talk with my eyes closed? Stop worrying about it. Like, listen to what I'm telling you. Stop worrying about stuff that don't make any difference, man. You people concentrate on the wrong things. Sometimes you're like women. Like you literally concentrate on the wrong thing. Yeah, I should go. I need to go to the doctor's office. Who's not going to be on? Who are you to lie to? What makes you so important that in my life that I gotta lie to you? Like if I tell you the truth, there's going to be some penalty. Like I would, I won't lie to a cop. I won't lie to a judge. I mean, because who are they to lie to? What makes them so important that I gotta lie to them? And what they do can affect my life, and I don't feel like they're important enough to lie to. So ain't nobody in this comment section worth lying to. What, Billings, Montana? I ain't never moving to Billings, Montana. Never. Yeah, you can ask a question, Mr. Cato. Chave Cato. Oh, well, hey, Ron, I mean, you just all kinds of stupid, Ron. You know how I get down, right? Because I call you stupid. My whole thing is you can't fix stupid. Stupid gonna have to fix itself, right? You've heard me say that on several occasions, right? I mean, or at least you read the commentary. Do I support transgender people? I'm not even in that conversation. I'm not even in that conversation. It's like y'all could be over there and I'm over here. Y'all can do what you want over there. I drink Pepsi, dog. For a while, I was drinking those Mountain Dew. I don't know what they were. Came in cans. It wasn't Mountain Dew. I mean, it was Mountain Dew, but it wasn't Mountain Dew. It came in orange and grape and black cherry. I think it was Kicker or Kicking or some kind of crap. Reagan wasn't qualified to be president. That's what I think about Reagan. He wasn't qualified. He wasn't a qualified politician. He was just some puppet. Really, he's a stupid guy. No, I'm not driving a truck. I drink water every day. Yeah, I don't smoke. For sure. What's the status on this battery? Well, kickstart. There you go. That's what it is. That's what it was. I got tired of drinking them. They started to be too sweet for whatever reason. I mean, why would I not be calm, Cato? I don't know. Nothing caught me off guard there. I don't know. Why not be calm? I don't know. I was always calmer with people that the first time that I dealt with them. Put it like that. So the first time I deal with you, I'm just dealing with you, right? By the time I dealt with you 3 or 4 times, then I'm out of patience. That's all that is. I dealt with you before a few times. That's why when you see that thing with mom and the guy's like, how you gonna lie in front of the Lord? It's the first time I dealt with him. Or people who say I dealt with Lewis and Lewis wasn't blocking the doorway, and I was like, yeah, he's blocking the doorway, even just a little bit, right? But all right, Lewis, just it's the first time I ever dealt with him. That's all that is. You saw me getting at people like that. It's not the first time that I dealt with them. Just like maybe the first time that you've seen, or maybe even the only time that you've seen, but it ain't the first time I dealt with them. First time I deal with people, I'm just like, well, what's going on? You gotta ask some questions, man. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's in anybody's head. So you got to ask some questions so you can get some answers. They don't want to answer. They don't have to answer. But, at the end of the day, you don't run this bitch. I run this bitch. And so find an exit, sir. What Chinese dude? There's no Chinese dudes that work there. Yeah, I still got them. Yep, still got a permit. Did I ever ride on the back of another man's motorcycle? Like, why would you even ask the question, man? But the answer to it is when I was in high school, yeah. Yep. Junior had a Ninja. Like, what was it, like 84? I think the Ninja just came out, maybe 85. Yeah. Hmm. No, I wouldn't actually go back. So listen, man, Kato, sometimes you win a thing, you take the win and you leave. You take the W and you leave. You won. It's like Ice-T said. I think Ice-T put it best. You were in the ghetto, you got out of the ghetto. Why would you go back? Everybody's trying to fight to get out the ghetto. And what you made it out, now you want to go back? You don't go back. You did a thing, it's done. That's it. No, I just told you I wouldn't go back. Okay, he wasn't Chinese, he was Korean. I stopped because my mother had dementia. Now, I might go back in a few years. I might not. It's not necessary. I'm doing all right now. This year's not good. Last year was a lot better. So I guess we talking till the battery runs out, right? Battery runs out, we're done. No one got convicted. They got arrested, but no one got convicted. Tanisha told me that. No one got convicted of anything. A year and a half, Cher. I was only at the Metro Mall for a year and a half. And I remember taking this class, and there was this white former female police officer out of Florida. And I was at the Metro Mall at the time. I was taking this class. And we were talking, and I would tell her about all the things that I was dealing with. And she had thought I had been there for years. She said, "What? Oh, no, 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 no. You don't need to do that anymore." That's what she told me. She told me because she saw something in me. Like, I don't know what she saw, but she told me that you don't need to do this anymore. Because I also had told her I had thought about being a paralegal, and she told me you don't want to be a lawyer's bitch. So that's what the white female officer, former white female officer from Florida said. She was like, "Nah, you don't want to be a lawyer, but you don't need to do that anymore. You ain't even been there a year, and you just, or maybe I was, yeah, no, 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 no. I don't think I have been there a year." And she was like, "Oh no, you don't need to be there." I thought you'd been there for years, and all this is like, wow, no, get out of there. I talk to Nakia every once in a while, but what's going on with you more? I don't know why you study that. Why would you study that? Yeah, that's my question to you, Cher. Why would you study this channel? What are you looking for? What are you not looking for? Uh, no, I never saw any of the cops down there that interest me at all. I didn't. Whether they look good or not. Deborah's not dead. You haven't answered my question, Sheer. K. Sheer. Why would you study this channel? Social interaction. Well, I'm the last person that you should watch for social interaction because I don't have, like, I tell anybody, social skills is not one of my talents. Uh, Tanisha used to say I was abrasive as sandpaper, pretty much all the time, and I can't say that she's wrong. I got a a lifelong friend that he probably doesn't. I don't know. He may talk to me in a year or two. I think I pissed him off about something or the other. Who knows? But he's been a good friend. But sometimes things end. But he's been a good friend. But sometimes things end, and he might be pissed at me for something. I have no idea. But well, maybe I do have an idea. I'm awfully critical. Um, but I've always been awfully critical. So. But sometimes I'm just critical, just to acquire information because I'm trying to figure some things out. Why people have their motivation to do things or not to do things, and I ask some very straight up. I ask some very personal questions. uh, I don't know if Terry's in jail. Oh, how do you know Deborah had a kid? I don't think Fred's in jail. Fred bailed. No one's at the Metro Mall. Y'all are having a conversation with yourselves. I know that much. Hmm. All right. Because I'm not looking up. Is Terry gay? No, Terry's not gay. Terry's got a kid. Terry's not gay. Not to my knowledge. Whose legs were skinny? Who are you referring to? Well, listen, all you people sending me a few dollars, I appreciate it because you know what? I do need a few dollars. I think where I'm staying at, I think somebody hit one of my minis. And I think one of the maintenance people did it. That's just my personal opinion. They don't nobody want to cop to it. I had just changed insurance companies the day before, and to make a claim, looking kind of fishy. So I decided I just had to eat it. But they knocked the car 6 feet back. So they damaged the hood. They put a hole in the headlight where the headlight mounts to the car. It mounts in three different places. Uh, Got to replace the fan, the condenser, the radiator, the core support, and the hood. Well, I brought a used hood and I put that on one car, and I took the hood off that car. It had a little damage to it, and put it on that car, and then it's a BMW product, and the total amount that I'm laying out is $2,250. So something is not going to be fixed the way it's supposed to be fixed. Because the last time I fixed the radiator, which was earlier this year, the radiator, just that repair alone was $800. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, life is what it is, man. What happened with the shirts? I actually refunded that guy back his money. His guy sent me, Todd something or the other, sent me $20, and I actually refunded back his money because I'm not ever really thinking about it. Like if I had some like if I was with Spring Tea and I had some automated process, and y'all would order from Spring Tea and Spring Tea would send them to you, and you just send me a cut of the money for whatever. Oh yeah, Tanisha's alive. She's not dead. Because Chargers and Challengers can't go around corners. Plus, they're some of the most stolen vehicles. Because I would never buy a V6 muscle car. So, and I don't think you could buy an RT because that's not enough respect. So you have to at least get a Scat Pack. And so they're stealing like crazy. But boy, they just can't go around corners. And I like to go around corners. If I had to do it all over again, what things would I change? Dude, I wouldn't change anything. If I change anything, I don't get to live any part of the life that I'm living now. Not saying that it's the greatest thing in the world, but I'm doing far better now than I ever have in my entire life. Far better. Like 3 times better, 4 times better than I ever had, even adjusting for inflation and things like that. 4 times better than I ever done in my entire life. And sometimes I have to watch what I do because I understand, like, I'm a little angry in general right now. And that's where I came up with that understanding. Like, I want to be reckless, but I'm not reckless. Like, like everybody would call me a wannabe cop. And I'm not a wannabe cop. I'm a wannabe reckless. I want to be reckless, but I'm not reckless. But I want to be. But I'm not. Otherwise, because if I was, I'd already be in prison. Uh, and that's what I said. Oh, well, you're not really about that life. If you're a wannabe reckless person, you're not about that life. You may want to do some things, but you're not doing some things, so you are not that thing. because you're a wannabe reckless person, but you're not actually a reckless person. Don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time. I don't want to do the time, so I ain't going to do the crime. So you ain't really reckless, so you ain't really about that life. You a wannabe. So if you want to call me a wannabe, you say, Darren, oh, you a wannabe reckless guy, but you ain't really reckless because you really ain't about that life like that. You may stand on some things and you may be willing to fight, but you really not reckless like that. You really a wannabe because you ain't about that life. And then if you told me that, I'm just gonna have to agree with you because that's the conclusion that I came up about myself. And I came up with that conclusion this year. So that's why I said earlier in this chat, uh, I'm not about that life, but I am about that fight. Now that I'm about, I'm willing to do that, and, you know, but I'm not about like the whole bunch of reckless stuff. Because it don't make any sense. There's no value in it. What does it get you? One, there ain't that many tough people in America. You got to go to another country to find some tough people. But then, what does it get you? I don't think it gets you anything. What am I angry about? Dude, I can't even. I mean, I know I don't like this. I think I'm tired. I think what I'm generally angry about is people being generally disrespectful. People saying that you people are disrespectful, but then they'll inconvenience you instead of inconveniencing themselves. So that's just people being people, somewhat selfish, and they don't understand why. Like a lot of my problems come because I'm on the road. Like I think I did 100,000, 120,000 miles last year. That's how much I drove, and so I just get to deal with people who just. And I think it just frustrates me so, and I just haven't wrapped my mind around it yet. Like I be having my Calgon moment, you just be interrupting it with your slow moving ass, and you won't get out the way, and you don't understand. I mean, like, listen, whatever. I can just, like, if you wanted to talk about road rage, I can go on this infinitum. I just roll just everything. So, I think that's part of the problem. Um, and then I'm just tired of the disrespect, the bigotry, to this, to that, to this. Like, I'm tired of it all. Uh, so I probably need something else to focus on. If you don't focus on it, then you're infinitely better off if you don't focus on stuff like that. And just find something else to occupy your mind. Like you can't watch injustices all day long, every day, all day. That kind of stuff will just make you crazy. Um, there was a period of time where I was doing that, and I had to stop because I literally said, "This is making me crazy. This is like I can't watch this like every day, all day. This injustice, that injustice, that slight, that bigotry. Why they acting like that? That don't make any damn sense. Stop being fucking retarded. Jesus Christ, what did you kill this mother for? What? There's another security got killed in Atlanta recently, and I'm like, why? For what reason? What reason did you kill this guy? What had to happen? Kids breaking into your cars, not really caring about what it cost you. I mean, once again, that's the poverty aspect, and then it's also like we want stuff, but we can't get stuff, and you look like you're doing well, and it don't make no difference. We just take your stuff, and you look like you got a whole lot. I tell anybody, man, you can make $100,000 a year. It ain't really as much as you think it is. You just you just doing all right. You can live. But it ain't as much money as you think it is. It's not. You're not rich by any stretch of the imagination. Right now in Atlanta, to live on your own in a one bedroom apartment may be away from some of the bullshit. They said it's $34.50 an hour. You got to make $34.50 an hour. That's like 70. We'll just round it, make the number easy. $75,000 a year. More money doesn't equal more bills, sir. You know, you got to control your wants. So there's a reel, and the guy's talking about luxury, right? This is the kind of stuff the algorithm will feed you things, and then you, if it's feeding you something good, just subscribe to it. So, but anyway, they're talking about luxury, and luxury is the. I can only paraphrase this stuff. I can't say it verbatim, but luxury is a scam. Look at the people at the Metro Mall. They ain't got no money, so they're willing to buy the fake Michael Kors bag, the fake Coach bag, the fake this. So they're signaling that yeah, I got some money that I can afford this stuff. Even the people who brought the actual item. You know, in Detroit, they call them buffs or white sticks. They're Chanel. No, are they Chanel? They're not Chanel. What the hell do they wear in Detroit? Starts with a C. Cartier. They're Cartier glasses, so they call them buffs, white sticks. They're sunglasses. They're $3,400 sunglasses. And you got somebody, say, from making $40,000 a year to however many dollars a year, right? $150,000 a year, buying $3,400 glasses. Those glasses aren't for you. You can't really afford those glasses. Because if you set them down and somebody picks them up, and while you're ready to fight and kill over these $3,400 glasses, because they weren't for you, buddy. They weren't meant for you. You're signaling that I got this, that I'm balling, that I got this kind of money and I can buy this kind of thing, but you can't, because if you could and something happened to them, not that a rich or wealthy person wouldn't be upset, but they'd be like, oh. And they might be mad at it, but they ain't really to kill you over it. They just like, fuck, I just got to go buy another pair. Yeah, well, you know, hit me up on Instagram. Maybe we'll talk. But so maybe, you know, so they're not for you. And so you're trying to signal to people who you don't know, who don't care about, that don't care about you, that you've attained this certain status. But people with the actual status, they don't care. So I think the example he used is, you don't care about buying Ferraris if you can buy the Ferrari plant. If you can buy Ferrari, you don't care. If you got $20 billion, what do you care about a Ferrari? Who you got to impress? Unless you really like cars, because actually a Porsche is a better buy than a Ferrari. Ferrari is just a signal that I got this money. You know, a Turbo S is signaling that you got that money too, but it's a better car all the way around. It'll last you longer. So, but if you got enough money to buy 100 Ferraris, what do you care about one Ferrari for unless you're in the cars? You don't. You don't have to signal to anybody that you have money. Perfect example for me is when I had a single overhead cam. I had a Honda Del Sol. And the first one was the single overhead cam with 100 and, I don't know, 20, 30 horsepower, right? This is back in the 90s. And I had all kinds of stickers on the car. VTEC this, VTEC that, VTEC, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so got all these stickers on this Honda, right? I crashed that Honda. And so I brought another one. Except I brought the double overhead cam VTEC with 160 horsepower. Not one VTEC sticker that I put on it. I had it. I didn't mean for it to be a sleeper, right? Because 160 horsepower back then was a little bit of horsepower for that car in like the early 90s. or the late 90s. Because I had it. So I didn't have to advertise like I had it. I didn't have to even signal. It didn't make any difference. Because once you have it, you have it. You don't care if anybody knows that you have it. You don't have to signal that I got this, that I got that, I can afford this, and I can afford that. That's why I laugh at people who buy BMWs and Mercedes, especially BMWs, and don't drive them. You don't drive them. You got an M. You brought an M3, an M5, or X5M or X7M, and you don't drive it. You just kind of put around in it. You're a clown to me. Why you waste all that money? You're better off driving a Camry and keeping that money in your pocket. You just want to signal to people that you got this money and it's a really nice car and I can really afford it and it's got 500 horsepower and this and that and the other, but you don't drive that bitch. So what the fuck you got it for? You know, you ever see the old white lady driving the Porsche? What you got that Porsche for, lady? You don't drive that thing. That's just my opinion. You know, so luxuries, don't waste your time on luxury. Buy quality. Buy quality good. Don't get it because it's a name brand and you know you can impress somebody. I got this and then, you know that's a waste of fucking time. When you got it, you got it. You don't nobody really need to know because you won't even. It doesn't even make no difference. You won't even care. You can buy a quality handbag if you're a woman, leather and really nice. They got no. Not made by Chanel or Michael Kors, nothing. It's not a designer handbag or these $300 or $500 designer jeans. It's a fucking pair of jeans, dog. Why are you paying $500 for a pair of jeans? Really? Yeah, I got these $500 pair of jeans. Nigga, didn't you just get off the bus? Or didn't you catch the train? Oh, no? Okay, you got a car? What the hell is that? Is that a 25-year-old car? It ain't sitting on dubs and ain't got candy paint, man. This is an old car. You got on $500 jeans, man. Something I don't know. I got 5 vehicles, but I wouldn't have 5 vehicles if I wasn't doing this particular work. I would only have 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe. Right? It's better to have a house. You should get the house and then get the cars, but I'm working, so I got a backup to a backup. I got the main car, then I got a backup, and then I got another backup. Then I got a van. Then I got my mother's car. So, it is what it is, man. Car, truck, motorcycle. What are you talking about? Hood rich mentality. Money is hard to come by. Do you still hang out with Rick? I never hung out with Rick. I've been out with him once or twice. I've been out with him once. We went out to Twin Peaks in Buckhead. Oh, and the waitress is there. Oh my God. Oh, those were some good looking women. Not people trying to live beyond their means. It's hard to tell people that never had anything. You never had it, and you always wanted to get it, that it's meaningless. So you have to listen to people who've actually had it. Like I came up with this conclusion to this. And then I watched this last interview 50 did with this guy before. And he basically said the exact same thing. He basically said you have to have the experience before you realize that this really doesn't mean that much. You hear Jay-Z in one of his raps. I think that thing he did, he sampled Nina Simone, and he said, I'm not black or white, I'm OJ, and he said, okay, whatever song that was. I had every type of V12 engine, but what I should have done was buy this, because this was worth 2.5 million. Now it's worth 25 million. All that stuff is meaningless. I mean, it can be nice, but I think maybe if you own a house, you should have a pickup truck, a car, and then maybe another car, and then no more. So you never have to rent a car. You need the pickup truck, only when you need to pick up stuff for the house, so you don't have to have hire somebody to bring it. That's if you can afford it. Because you can get a thing, but getting a thing and maintaining a thing are two different things. So you buy a BMW, you got to maintain a BMW. That can get pretty pricey. You buy a Porsche, oh, it'll cost a lot more, which is why I don't own a Porsche. Not that I could buy one now anyway. Last year maybe, but not this year. No, I never used my horn on Rick. Rock Trey is still alive. Well, if you buy it cheap, you do buy it twice. Hood rich mentality. No, it's just people without people never given the right perspective. Right? Like people with nothing want stuff, man. And a place like Atlanta, you know, you can see people with stuff. Like, I've told this story before. I'm driving an old Mitsubishi Galant. I don't like a Mitsubishi Galant. It burns oil. Hate this car. And then right at the corner of Roswell Road and something, there's somebody's Ferrari, and then somebody pulls up next to him in a Lamborghini. And I'm like, God damn. And I'm not mad that they got a Ferrari and a Lamborghini and I don't. I'm mad because they driving something, I guess, that they want to drive, and I'm driving shit. I can't even drive a fucking car that I want. That's what I'm mad about. I don't even get mad about the price of some things. That's not the real problem. The real problem is I don't have the money. That's the real problem. Shit. That's the problem I need to solve. If I got the money, then the price of it don't really matter now, does it? No, it's not in my throat. It's actually about right here. It's just sitting right here. Oh, you can't see. Yeah, sitting about right here. That's where all the congestion is, sitting right here. Ain't that everyone's problem? No, not everyone has that problem, sir. I don't think 50 has that problem. I don't think Jay-Z has that problem. These are just entertainers because these are just the people that we know. I don't think Jay-Z has that problem. Beyonce has that problem. 50 has that problem. I don't think Busta Rhymes has that problem. Seinfeld, Jay Leno definitely doesn't have that problem. How many cars does that motherfucker have? And expensive ones too. Not inexpensive ones. Seinfeld's got a whole Porsche collection. So no, not everybody has that problem. Most people have that problem, but not everybody. And you don't have to have like a Porsche, just something that you want. If you want a Charger or a Challenger, because that's what that's what you aspire to, because that's something that you can reasonably get, then yeah. You may not be able to get the Hellcat Red Eye Jailbreak, but you may be able to get, a Scat Pack. And you might, I can't get this, but I can get this Scat Pack and I'm good with it. You should be able to get it. So these are just my perspectives, man. And then there's other people that should, and so that's where the bigotry comes in. And so sometimes, and I got this from a New York cartoon, a New Yorker magazine cartoon. And the guy was just mad at some other guy, and he said, "It's not enough that I have it. It's not enough that I'm doing better than him. Is that he also has to do bad. I have to make sure that he does bad." Well, when you look at the bigotry in the United States of America over the last century and a half, it wasn't that the white people, and it's a frank discussion, that and not all white people may have felt this way, but it's not just that we do good, but black people also got to do bad. So, and that's a problem. So we got to get all the good jobs, we got to live the good life, and we got to have all this, and we got to have all that, but you also got to do bad. We don't really necessarily want you to have the good stuff. we don't want you we don't want you to live a good life. I mean, there's people out there like that. I mean, they may not say it directly. They may not even know that they think like that, but all you got to do is watch how they move and watch what they do. I mean, really, man. Don't you get tired of that? I made a video about going into a Waffle House someplace in Ohio with my mother, and we sat there for about 10 minutes, and there was nobody else in the restaurant. And then one white person comes in, and they go talk to them right away. They still ain't said nothing to us, so I just get up and walk out with my mother, who has dementia. We just get up. Come on, Pat, let's just go. Screw this, because I ain't got to give them my money, because I probably made more money in an hour than they'll make all week. So, and money's not everything, and that doesn't make me better than you. But in America, that's generally how you think. The more money you make, the better you are. And here I got some people who aren't doing as well as me, mistreating me, treating me badly. I was in the supermarket last week, and nobody was at the counter, at the meat counter. And then somebody came out, and he was dealing with somebody previously. And then he told me, "I'll be with you in a minute." And it was me there, and there's an old white woman there. And I was there first. And then when he was done with that gentleman, he went to that white woman, even though I was there first. Now, some people would have said, "Excuse me, sir, but I was here first." But to me, that seemed almost a little too petty. But look how I censored myself. I made a value judgment. I censored myself. Where if I was in Atlanta and that happened at the time, I'm like, "Hey, do what you're doing. I was here first." You see the difference? You see what's going on here? I remember I was in Alabama and I was with Tony. And Tony's like Jennifer's cousin in one of those videos. He owned a tattoo shop with the Rock'em Sock'em robots on the wall. And some white lady with her kid, kind of skipped in front of us. And I was going to say something, and then I just, I was like, man, I do not feel like having this whole incident and how this could go left and having to have this problem in Alabama of all places. This, and so there once again, you censor yourself, you make a value assessment on whether or not you should do something about this, where if I'd have been in Atlanta, I'd have just said something. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't know if people really understand that, who've never actually had to go through it. No, there's a couple of people. Like, that's why I wouldn't want to get into a mix up with Rock. You know, the one who mooned me. Because I thought if I got into a real altercation, I would have to shoot him. I'd have to kill him. And then it was Sherman Martin. I used to call him Mike. He was one of the vendors. I always felt like if I got into a mix-up with him, his skill set was high enough where he would immediately have to get shot. So yeah, there's people down there that I thought I would have to shoot. And so I treated some people, I treated everybody kind of like I treated them. And I treated them like I treated everybody else. So, except, Mike, Mike was the vendor. Mike never gave me no problem. He was being a jerk sometimes, but, whatever. I try not to have altercations. Like, you want a real frank discussion. I try not to have altercations with white people. To the point where maybe police will have to be called. Hold on. I said I was going to let the phone die, but now I got to... It's got 10% battery, but this guy asked me a question, and it's a question I actually want to answer. So let me go get this battery, and I'll be right back. So you want to answer to that question about how do I approach and deal with white people? Well, here's your answer, right? I don't necessarily want to have an altercation that reaches a point where something actually has to happen. Because when the police are called, I assume the police in Atlanta, I would get a different response. Outside of Atlanta or Metro Atlanta, you go to New York State or, most any other place that is not a predominantly black city, and all depending on the police force there. As a black person and white person, of course, black people aren't lying when we say the police will automatically think that we're wrong. Like we started this bullshit. No, we just stood up for ourselves, but you don't get the benefit of the fucking doubt. And you don't get the leeway that some other people get. So they come in with their bias. This is a true statement. So I try not to. I haven't always been successful. And as I get older, less fucks are given. I don't even care anymore. Like some part of me like, you know what, let's just do this thing. Right? Which may be part of my problem now. Like less fucks are given. I don't care who you are now. You want the problem, you gonna get the problem. You ain't got no privilege. You banking on the police gonna be on your side, and I don't really care. Which is another thing, because I don't see any benefit. There is no victory in fighting the police. Your life will change if you decide to fight the police. How your life will change, well, that's a different decision altogether. So you win 100% of the battles you don't get into. So I try not to get into them. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. But it's a thing that you would rather avoid unless you just have to, unless it's just something that you need to do. Like, I'm just not putting up with this shit. But then some things are more important. So sometimes you got to take the L because this is so unimportant, it's not even worthy of your time. You say what you need to say, and then, you leave it alone. But I had some white guy call me nigger once, and I came back to his job after I got off of mine. And yeah, yeah. Oh, I was ready. I wanted to talk to his boss. I think I ended up talking to him because he was on a motorcycle. I never seen his face, but I wanted to talk to his boss. And, I'm going to try to get this guy fired. And that's not something that I normally would do, is try to get somebody fired. It's like, but yeah. And I told him, I'll let you call me. You get away with calling me nigger once, but you won't get away with it again. Cause I'll come to you, cause I'll take you on wherever I see you, at your house, at your job, in the fucking supermarket. It don't make no difference. The police could be standing there. You about to deal with this. And I still feel that way. You may get away with it once, but you'll never get away with it twice. You gonna get the problem that you're looking for because the consequences of my actions won't matter. Right? So, but yeah, it's something I generally like to avoid. There's no benefit to it. There's no value in it. Not over little stuff, petty stuff. And even with black people, not over petty stuff. Like sometimes you just got to let them have it because it don't make any difference. Like it's an inconvenience, and your life will continue on. And you can't let 5 seconds turn into 5 years, or what one of the dudes downtown said. It takes 20 seconds to get into and 20 years to get out of. You can't fall victim to that. That kind of thinking. Somebody cut you off. You let somebody cut you off, or somebody cut you off, and now y'all get into an incident, somebody gets shot. They cut you off. That's a 10-second inconvenience. You don't like it, makes you angry. It was disrespectful, but is it worth risking however many years? However many years? No, it's not. It's not. Two people get into a fight over a parking spot. Somebody gets shot. Somebody gets beat up. How many videos have you seen where some woman just lost her perspective and tried to run somebody over? Well, you know what? I got a cousin who went to prison. Not a cousin, his daughter. She went to prison because some girl had been threatening her and that girl caught up with her at the top supermarket, and my cousin's niece ended up running her over. And she died, I think. Can't remember. Whatever it is, they gave her 25 years. She served 25 years. She went in somewhere around 20 and she came out in her mid-40s. You think about that for a while. You think about some of the things that you see on the news and you be like, oh, he shot him for what? Really? You shot him for that? So when Sinful the P said, don't go to prison for killing someone you hate. You hate this person. You shot him, you killed them, you beat them up. Say you didn't even kill him, you just beat the brakes off of him. What's the cost of that? Say you don't even go to prison, you beat the brakes off of them. You're a felon now. What if you don't have your own business? What job prospects do you not get because you beat the brakes off of somebody for something minor? Something that you could have walked away from. Yeah, your ego would have took a hit. Sometimes you feel like a little bitch. But the price you paid not to feel like a little bitch, the price you paid to prove your manhood, you have to ask yourself, was it worth it? That's why when I was ranting about, like, the Civil War, go get your guns, like, y'all really want this thing. I don't think none of y'all actually been to war. Not enough of you anyway. You talking all that craziness. Uh, but yeah, if you want the fight, I'll give you the fight. Let's fight. But I don't think anybody's ready for that level of death. I don't think, do you watch something like Saving Private Ryan when they storm the beach? And I say that some of these scenes are things that people have actually seen. Like the guy got his arm blown off and he's walking around the battlefield looking for his arm and he picks up his arm. Somebody's seen that. Or, you're talking to somebody and y'all engaged in battle, you're talking to somebody, you turn your head and bang, bang, and you turn back to your friend and his face is gone. Somebody blew his face off. Where's the glory in that? How about when they drop the front of that that amphibious vehicle and them guys just got lit up? Where's the glory in that? Is that the Civil War? That's the ideology because you won't let go of your childish ways? Because that's what your bigotry is childishness, right? So you won't let go of your childish ways. And so the country can't grow and become greater than than what it is because you won't let go of your childish ways. Because if the truth came out, you really don't want to compete on your marriage. You just want all the you want all the fruit for yourself, and you don't want to share it with anybody else. And shit, you didn't even work hard enough to deserve it, actually. But that's another discussion altogether. And so, yeah, could you just automatically think you're going to win, and you might not win. There's always a possibility that you might lose, that you might die. And I don't think you really think about that. That's why I told you I don't care if I die. I assume as soon as I step on the battlefield that I'm going to die. I'm just going to make you earn it. I'm not going to give you my life. You're going to have to take it. But I assume that I'm going to die on that battlefield. That's my assumption. I'll walk on and I'll never walk off. That's a different mentality. I see no glory in it. I'm just all about the fight. You want the fight, I'll give you the fight. And then we can move on and do something else. This is the same mentality I had at the Metro Mall. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Either we're going to stand or we're going to fall. And then we're just going to move on and do something else, whatever it is, in life or in death. It's a different mentality. I don't know if it's acceptance. I don't know what it is, man. It's just my mentality. No, it was a lack of potassium. My potassium count was real low. I had lost 30 pounds in 30 days or some shit. It was crazy. It's interesting. And so, yeah, so I answered the questions. I've been, what, this 129 minutes? What time is it? Jesus Christ, it's like 12:30. And I got something to do at 9:30 in the morning. Listen, it's been real. People who gave me some money, I appreciate the money. Good deal. We'll see if there's any consequences to this. And that's all I got for you tonight. See you later.